Beautiful deep divers. I'm just, woo, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Shout out to you, deep divers. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We are about to have some fun right about now. Deep divers, it is time to wake up. There is a big battle happening. This video will leave you speechless. Deep divers, I'm sending you good ass energy. Take that, take that, take that. And deep divers, I'm getting kind of comfortable with this live streaming. Like, I'm truly moving up in the world, deep divers, and we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello there? Shout out to everybody in the chat. How's your day going? Deep divers, we got a whole lot to talk about. Now, I'm doing this video. It's time to wake up because there is so much happening on the planet right now. It's breaking news everywhere you go. A lot of people are realizing life will never ever be the same again because of this great pandemic, or as I call it, the Great Panic. Now, deep divers, let me tell you this. This is the best time to be alive. This is the best time to be alive. Because when your eyes start to open to what's really going on and the true battle that's going on, can I get a 360? Oh, we start to do the little 360, baby, in the heart of nature. Now, deep divers, when you realize everything you are experiencing externally is a reflection of what you are experiencing internally, everything changes. And a lot of people truly feel that somebody is out to get them. I used to feel the same way, deep divers, but once I started to awaken, I realized that nobody was going against me but me. We are our own worst enemy, and every single day, I want you to do this little experiment, deep divers. I want you to not complain for 24 hours, not blame anybody for 24 hours. But take 100% responsibility for your life. And all of a sudden, you are gonna feel tremendously powerful. You see, the great battle that's been going on in so many people's lives, deep divers, for so long, is a battle between the heart and mind, between the ego and the soul. And when you awaken, like I said, when you learn how to master and control your emotions and thoughts, you will learn how to master and control your life. Deep divers, it is time to wake up on the planet. It is time, deep divers, to let go of fear. It is time to not feed Big Brother, not feed the Orwellian state. It is time, deep divers, to be the lion once again. It is time, deep divers, to realize nobody is coming to get you. Nobody is more powerful than you. Deep divers, it is time to realize that your focus creates your reality. A lot of people right now on the planet are in a state of lockdown. What is the state of lockdown symbolic of? You can't move. You can't go anywhere. But I want to remind yourself, deep divers, you can always move and you can always go anywhere you want. This is the biggest battle happening on the planet. It's not the battle happening out there. It's the battle happening inside of you. Once you realize all you have to do is one day wake up and take off the handcuffs. That's all you got to do. Take off the handcuffs, deep divers. And you will see that everything they told you to be afraid of, everything they told you to be afraid of, is actually your shadow. What? Slow motion this side. That is the biggest battle happening right now on the planet. The battle with yourself. So, like I say, deep divers, when you learn how to let that balloon go, like I said on yesterday's live stream, shout out to everybody in the chat. Deep divers, I see you. Good energy to you. When you let that balloon go, deep divers, the balloon of fear, the balloon of lockdown, the balloon of shame, the balloon of guilt, when you let it go, the balloon of whatever is no longer serving you, you wake up to a whole nother reality. Deep divers, it's time to wake up. Right now on the planet, your freedoms are being taken away every single day. That's why I'm starting to live stream, deep divers, because I've got to come from all kind of angles. Shout out to everybody diving deep once again. We're slowly moving towards a freedom lockdown. We're slowly moving towards a big brother lockdown. And I want you to remind yourself, deep divers, like I told you, we are entering a whole new world order. But what that new world order is always a choice that you have to make. Is it going to be a new world order for you of fear? COVID-19, I'm afraid. Is it going to be a new world order of mandatory vaccinations? Is it going to be a new world order of a state of emergency? Or are you going to wake up, deep divers, on top of the mountain, feeling empowered every single day? That choice is always yours, deep divers. So I want to remind you, every single day, you can always choose what you wake up to. You can always choose what you wake up to. You can always choose your emotional state. You can always choose your attitude. Deep divers, my entire life has changed. Okay? I'm living my best life every single day. Why? Because every single day I'm choosing my reality. Every single day I'm not feeling like a victim. Once again, when you wake up to the fact that you don't have to be a victim to what's going on around you, you don't have to be in quarantine, deep divers. That does not have to be your reality. If you can wake up to say, wait a minute, it's all a mind game. And whoever controls your mind controls your life. So why not control your mind so you can control your life? Why not, deep divers, control your mind so you can control your life? Right now, a lot of people are scared. I call it looking a little bit shaky, baby. And deep divers, I was there. I was scared every single day. You know, deep divers, someone said, Ralph, gosh, you talk about so many things. Deep divers, I've been talking about this since I first started on YouTube. I'm not afraid of anything. Why? Because I let love guide me, not fear. When you wake up to that reality, nobody is out to get you. There is no conspiracy against you. If you realize the universe can work in your favor, if you allow it to. So I want you to remind yourself, deep divers, the biggest battle happening right now on the planet is not the coronavirus. It's not 5G. It is the battle going on inside of you. There is an African proverb, deep divers, which says this. When there is no battle, deep divers, inside of you, there is no battle outside of you. The enemy outside of you cannot harm you. When there is no battle, when there is no war within you, the enemy outside of you cannot hurt you. So I want you to really wake up to the fact, deep divers. You aren't just this victim every single day that you need to have a pity party for. No, you are a powerful, oh baby, luminous being. And once you start, deep divers, to awaken to that truth, you awaken to a whole new future for yourself. The biggest battle, deep divers, happening on the world stage is actually happening in your mind. Let me repeat that. What? Slow motion this side. The biggest battle happening on the world stage is the battle actually happening inside of your mind. So I want you to remind yourself, deep divers, make sure you can control your emotions. Make sure you learn about your feelings, because once you do this, you will change your entire life. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We are the power. You see, deep divers, the biggest battle that's happening on the planet is not this. That's not the biggest battle you should be worried about. The biggest battle happening on the planet, deep divers, is not this. That should be the least of your concerns. You want to worry about the war within yourself. You want to worry about you wearing a mask. No pun intended. And when you can choose to put love first, deep divers, every single day, when you can choose to not attack what you hate, but promote what you love, you awaken to a whole new truth. That actually, I'm free without anybody else's permission. Let me repeat that, deep divers. You are free without anybody else's permission. Let me repeat it one more time. Deep divers, you are free without anybody else's permission. It's what I call the metamorphosis. Deep divers, shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm just warming up, deep divers. I'm just having fun, right? It's time to wake up. The biggest battle happening to you, deep divers. I used to think that I couldn't change life. I used to think that this was it for me. I used to think, deep divers, I had to fight the system. I don't have to fight the system. You have to make peace within yourself. There is no system out there, deep divers, unless you give it permission. Let me repeat that. There is no system out there unless you give it permission. So I don't want you to be in fear right now with news they're sending your way, deep divers. The breaking news of COVID-19. Or shall I call it the breaking news, deep divers, or the fake news? Which one? Because there's a lot of fake news around, deep divers. Fake news, right? It's called fake news. You don't want to tune into that. Right now, deep divers, we have to acknowledge that the caterpillar is a symbol of humanity right now. The caterpillar represents a being who doesn't want to change, a being who doesn't want to evolve and go to the next level, a being who is stuck in its ways. But one day, the caterpillar takes responsibility and allows itself to move forward, allows itself to let go of what it thought it was. And then it metamorphosizes into a beautiful butterfly. It's time to wake up, deep divers. It is time to wake up. A real battle is happening right now on the planet, and it's got nothing to do with the coronavirus. Let me repeat that. A real battle is happening on the planet, and it's got nothing to do with COVID-19. I don't think you can hear me. A real battle you should be concerned with is going on, and it's got nothing to do with a cabal. Let me repeat that. A real battle is going on the planet, deep divers, and it's got nothing to do with a cabal. It's got nothing to do with COVID-19. It's got nothing to do with the coronavirus. It's got nothing, deep divers, to even do with 5G. No, deep divers. It's got everything to do with you. What? I want you to take out everything from the equation, deep divers, okay? I told you. When you realize that a lot of people need a reason to live, they need something to fight for. But don't let that be something external to you. Okay, this is the Great Awakening. Don't say, okay, because of COVID-19, I have a reason to live. No, deep divers, you have other things to do way before COVID-19, and you still got work to do on yourself because you have to master yourself. That's the true battle that's happening on the planet. Everything else is just a reflection of what's happening within you. So you have a choice of how this is going to go, deep divers. And let me link it back to this great pandemic, or I call it the Great Panic. You have a choice to how it's going to go. Are you going to be in fear of, afraid, or are you going to see that, wait a minute, nothing inside there. Everything exists within me. I can break free of anything external and realize, once again, 360, woo! Nobody can hold me down without my permission. The only person in my way is me, deep divers. You know, a lot of people say, sometimes they say this, they don't want to see you win. No, deep divers, I always have pronoia. Okay, this is what you got to wake up to. There's paranoia or there's pronoia. When you learn this secret, the universe works on your intention. That's all it is. If you have the intention and you have the mindset that everything is working in your favor, everything will work in your favor. If you think that Big Brother is watching you, if you think that Big Brother is watching you, Big Brother will watch you. Right? Big Brother will act as a surveillance. They will watch your every single move. If you think the New World Order is coming and it's doom and gloom, it's apocalypse, if you think the coronavirus is about to wipe out the entire planet, well, that will be your reality. If you are living in a perpetual state of fear, deep divers thinking that a killer virus is out to get you, well, that's the reality that you will have. But if one day, deep divers, you wake up to the truth, you go into nature, you walk around nature, deep divers, you do a little two-step in nature, you start to realize that nobody's out to get you at all. And this is the hardest thing for people to comprehend. Deep divers, shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to you, Anesta, I see you. Shout out to you, Frank. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We're live streaming deep divers. Listen to this very closely, deep divers. Who will you fight if there is nobody to fight? Who do you have left to fight? Only yourself. You see, this is the highest level of knowledge. It's now you against you. It's not you against the coronavirus. It's you against you. Your biggest enemy on the planet is not Bill Gates, is not COVID-19, is not the coronavirus. It's you. And you have to realize that. And once you do, what's going to happen, deep divers? You're going to start 60. Woo! Oh, baby. You're going to start to do the 360, deep divers. You're going to start to do the 360. It's only you. You see, this is what all the ancients knew. In ancient Egypt, they knew this as well. That there is no world outside of you. The only true world, deep divers, is the world inside of you. We create our enemies. We create our friends. We create our fears. We create our desires. We create everything in this reality. So it's time to wake up, deep divers. A real big battle is happening on the planet. And like I told you, it's got nothing to do with the coronavirus. It's got nothing to do with 5G. It's got nothing to do with Bill Gates. It's got everything to do with you. Are you ready, deep divers, to take back your power? Are you ready to realize that it's only you against you? This is the greatest secret of life, that it's only you against you. When you become player one, you realize that it's only you in the game. And we can choose to feel disempowered by blaming other people, or we can choose empowerment to say, actually, the coronavirus has no effect over me. Bill Gates vaccinations, that's not going to be in my reality. Why? Because I control my reality. Nobody else does. You see, if everybody thought like this, deep divers, woo! You're going to do a little 360 in the heart of nature, baby. But more so, you are going to stand on that mountaintop. Wake up now, deep divers. There's a real big battle happening. A real big battle happening. But once you stand on the mountaintop, you realize that you don't have to fight anymore. When you realize you are only fighting yourself. You are only at war with yourself every single day. Now, deep divers, shout out to everybody in the chat. You are appreciated, deep divers. The reason why I'm telling you this, deep divers, is time to wake up, is because when I first started on YouTube, I was anti the system, and I'm still anti the system, anti the matrix. But I realized the matrix is not my issue. It's not my concern what the government are doing. That's not the biggest battle I have to face every single day. The biggest battle I have to face is me against me. Now, once you master yourself, there is no longer a battle. A lot of you do not realize what is happening on the planet right now with this COVID-19 is actually humanity's shadow. What? Let me repeat that. A lot of you don't realize what is happening right now on the planet with this coronavirus is actually humanity's shadow. And it will continue to go on. The fear will continue to go on. Scream, ah! Until humanity learn, woo, breathe in that good ass prana, baby, to face their shadow. Meditation is one of the best ways to face your shadow. When you meditate, deep divers, you get wiser. You start to realize that, wait a minute, it was me all along. I was creating everything. I was creating my fears, my dreams, my shame, my guilt, my panic. I was creating deep divers. I was creating it all. And therefore, I now know my power. I now can stand on the mountain peak. I no longer have to feel that I'm not in control. I no longer have to be afraid of vaccinations because there are no vaccinations, deep divers, when you know who you are. I no longer have to be concerned about people manipulating me. Why? Because I am creating a space where no manipulation can penetrate. What? I am letting go of the balloon of falsehood. I am letting go of the balloon of externalizing my power. I am letting go of the balloon of blaming somebody for my problems. Of blaming somebody for my problems. I am letting go of the balloon that somebody is out to get me. Nobody is out to get you, deep divers, because everything is you. What? Deep divers, it's time to wake up. Uh-oh. Now, shout out to everybody in the chat. We're just warming up, deep divers. Let me tell you this. It's time to wake up now, deep divers. When you realize that planet Earth is actually benefiting from what's going on right now, nature is healing itself, but also a lot of people are healthier right now on the planet because the fast food places are shut down, they're in lockdown, and that's fantastic. It's time to wake up now, deep divers, that wait a minute, fast food was holding me back. Fast food was killing me. Deep divers, oh, I used to love a Big Mac and fries. Goodness gracious. But I had to wake up. I had to start realizing once again that health is wealth. I had to start realizing that if you don't change your diet, you will never ever change your life. And if you aren't eating right, you're not thinking right. So shout out to everybody who's doing the 7-day vegan challenge. Shout out to everybody who's taking care of themselves, because that's what it's all about. It's time to wake up. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Deep divers, like I told you, it's time to wake up and push your boundaries. You've been seeing me on this live chat, deep divers, live streaming. And I said one day, let me start live streaming on YouTube. And it's incredibly difficult to set it up. To do live streams is tough, right? Because you gotta do everything. It's tough, right? I make videos in nature every single day, deep divers. I love that. But live streaming, oh, that's a whole nother ball game, right? But I said, let me push myself, because once again, when you are free, deep divers, when you wake up to how powerful you are, once again, when you wake up to the truth that you are free to the truth, deep divers, that you can do anything that you put your mind to. You are that powerful. You start to realize that, hey, let me take it to the next level. Let me take it to the next level. And that's what people are awakening to. There are things that you have to learn, deep divers. Regardless of what is going on the planet, there's still work for you to do. Even if you're in lockdown, you still got to go to work, deep divers, every single day. Even if you're unemployed, you still got to do the work. What is the work I'm talking of? What is the work I'm talking of? The inner work. This is the biggest battle. This is the battlefield. You see, the real battles don't happen on the battlefield. The real battles happen within you. What? Slow motion this side. The biggest battle does not happen on the battlefield, deep divers. The biggest battle happens within you. The biggest battle you have right now is not COVID-19 or the New World Order. It is you against you. And this is why this is humanity's shadow. What's happening right now is become very convenient to focus just on the coronavirus and focus on this great pandemic. This is the distraction that a lot of people are focusing on. And you have to remind yourself, deep divers, regardless of what's going on in quarantine, this is not what you came here to focus on. You didn't come here just to focus on vaccines. You didn't come here just to focus on Big Brother. No, deep divers, you came here to let that all go. What? You came here to let that all go. Can you let that all go, deep divers? I let that all go, deep divers, because I realized in this matrix construct, it's all an illusion. It's just like magic. Deep divers, or shall I call it a film? You go to the movies, it seems all so real. But if you focus on the film and believe it's so real, that will be your reality. A lot of people used to go to the cinema, watch the film, and what you are seeing right now in this state of emergency, as they call it, or the great pandemic, is a great film. Like Shakespeare said, the whole world is a stage. And if you keep focusing on that, deep divers, you have just believed the magician's trick. That's what this matrix is all about, magic. The little girl believes the magician. She doesn't know that he just played a trick on her. And this is symbolic, deep divers, right now, of the coronavirus, COVID-19. COVID-19 is only as powerful as you believe it is. Let me repeat that. COVID-19 is only as powerful as you believe it is. Let me repeat that. COVID-19 is only as powerful as you believe it is, deep divers. It's only as powerful as you believe it is. So remind yourself, deep divers, every time you see a COVID-19 update, you got to say, have I given myself an update? What? Slow motion this side. Every time you tune into the news, deep divers, you're listening to other people tell you about what's happening. You got to say, wait a minute. Do I know what's happening within me? You see, deep divers, you got a whole news station inside of you. Every single day, you got a whole news station inside of you. And this is what a lot of people don't realize. Everything in this reality is a mirror. The news is not bad, but we have our own news, deep divers. Our body is telling us stuff. And if we tune into the news every single day within ourselves, we free ourselves. What? Slow motion this side. Shout out to everybody in the chat. So instead of watching the external news, start tuning into the internal news. Say, actually, how do I feel? What is my body telling me? What are my emotions telling me? What's my immune system telling me? Right? How about that, deep divers? That's what it's time to wake up to, because the real battle is not happening out there. The real battle is happening inside of you. So always learn to never externalize your power. Realize nobody is holding you hostage but yourself. All you have to do is take off the ropes, take off the handcuffs. All you have to do is stop following and being a sheep. And instead of being a sheep, deep divers, you have to one day wake up with a heart of a lion. You have to one day wake up, deep divers, knowing that being free is your birthright. You see, deep divers, this beautiful woman by the waterfall. When I'm in Hawaii all the time, which is a lot, I'm always by a waterfall. Then I say, wait a minute, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what I'm supposed to be focusing on, because this is what frees my soul. This is what keeps my soul hostage. So I want you to remind yourself, deep divers, it's time to wake up to the fact that you are so powerful when you realize that you came here to have your own unique experience. You came here to have your own unique experience. You didn't come here for someone else to tell you what your experience will be like. You came here to have your own unique experience. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Your own unique experience. And right now, with the lockdown, a lot of people are having the same experience. And this is why people have to start opening their eyes, deep divers. People all around the world have to start waking up. People all around the world, deep divers, have to start focusing on what it is they came here to do. Ever put your hand in nature, deep divers, let the sun hit it? You start to realize how free you are. When you wake up to the fact you are here all the time to only create your own unique experiences, you realize you don't have to merge with other people's realities. You don't have to be feeling like what everybody is feeling like on the planet. Deep divers, I woke up in a great mood. And someone said, Ralph, why are you so happy? Why are you so grateful? I say, because there's no quarantine for me. There's no lockdown for me. It's the same as usual, deep divers. Can you see how I've taken back all of my power? I'm not blaming Bill Gates, because Bill Gates doesn't affect me. He doesn't have power over me. So when you have that mindset, you take back all of your power. Whatever you fight, you give your power to. Instead of fighting, start promoting peace, start promoting love, start showing them how powerful the love frequency is. You see, deep divers, this is what they are afraid of. The cabal are always afraid of love. When human beings start to wake up, when human beings start to open their arms out, and come into who they really are, the cabal know it's over. They know deep divers is system failure, right? Just like in the Matrix, they know that it's over, because now people are no longer believing his story, which is his story, and people are believing their own story and following their own way. So I want you to remind yourself, deep divers, every single day. Shout out to everybody in the chat. The one that's holding you down is not the one out there. It's the one inside of you. And once you realize that, deep divers, well, you'll just say, "Feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello there?" Beautiful, deep divers. I hope your day is going good. I'm just, woo, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Shout out to everybody diving deep in the chat. Tammy, I see you. It's our story, absolutely. Shout out to everybody diving deep. And at this point in time, deep divers, if you've got a question for me right now on the live stream, shout out to everybody who left an offering. I see you. I appreciate you, deep divers. Let me know if you got any questions. This video was all about you realizing the real big battle that's happening on the planet is you against you. Is happening inside of you. It's not happening out there. Everything that's happening outside there is a big distraction, because once you master who you are, you can do anything. You are now unplugged from the matrix, unplugged from the system. You start to realize Bill Gates, all of these people, they don't have any power over me. I have power over me. And reality is what I focus on. Right? Shout out to you. You asked, do we live in a simulation? For me, according to my experiences, absolutely. But that's a good thing, because now you realize that your reality can be changed at any second. You can become player one in the video game. Shout out to everybody diving deep. Deep divers, I'm sending you good energy. I see a lot of people right now who sometimes feel sad. And I tell you, deep divers, every single day, you have the choice. I'm afraid right now. This is how they steal your power. But when you awaken to the 360, woo! The 360 in nature, doing a little samba, baby, you now realize the greatest secret of all. That nobody can ever keep you a prisoner without your permission. There are no mandatory vaccinations, deep divers, for those that are free within themselves. There are no ID 2020s, no ID 2020 being rolled out for those that are free within themselves. 5G will not be in your reality if you realize that, hey, I do not have to allow this into my reality. And if enough people think like that, there won't be no 5G. All it takes is a shift of consciousness. Shout out to you, Tip Knight. Thank you for all your help. I love to share with you. I love to do the live stream. Deep divers, I woke up to the fact that I do not have any obligation to my former self. And that's why every single day, deep divers, I'm doing new things, even with the live stream. Because I was just like, hey, I'm just going to do videos in nature. But actually, I'm learning so much every single day of how to create different ways to get the message out there. So this is what you have to awaken to, that a lot of us were only using a small amount of our brain. And once you begin to have whole brain functioning, which is left brain, right brain, hello, you empower yourself. A lot of people are just on the left brain logic. I'll believe it when I see it. No, deep divers, it's time to wake up to the fact that when you are in the right brain, you don't have to believe it to see it. You can feel it. What? Slow motion this side. It's time to wake up, deep divers. You know, in 2018, I did a video every single day. And because I've been making videos every single day consecutively, I got a lot of unreleased videos, deep divers. I've got about, I would say about 200 unreleased videos. Because I'm making videos every single day in the heart of nature. Sometimes I make 30-minute videos I don't even put out. Because I'm creating every single day. I awakened to the reality that it was possible. Now you become superhuman. You become this super powerful being that you can create out of thin air. A lot of people feel they cannot do it. Shout out to you in the chat, Ali Karma, I see you. Shout out to you, May. Yes, let me say that again. I have no obligation to my former self. What? Slow motion this side. I have no obligation to my former self. My old self, deep divers, I was blaming everybody. If you look at my early videos, deep divers, I was even blaming the Matrix. I was blaming the government. I was blaming politicians. Then I realized, wait a minute, I shifted into a whole new paradigm. They are all illusions. It's only me right now. And all I've got to do is start taking control of my mind and taking my power back. You see, the more you extend outside, the more your energy goes outside. The more you go inside, the more your energy goes back inside of you. What? Slow motion this side. So the more you fight something, deep divers, that is outside of you, whether it's Bill Gates, whether it's the coronavirus, whether it's hospitals, whether it's the government, you are giving and extending your energy outside of you. That's why a lot of people are tired. They're depleted. That's why meditation is so powerful, because now you aren't focusing on the outside, you are focusing on the inside, and all of that energy is going back inside of you. What? Slow motion this side. This is the Great Awakening, deep divers. This is the Great Awakening. This, as we call it, deep divers, is the 360. Woo! This is the 360, deep divers. This is when you realize, you wake up and say, wait a minute, I get it. Nobody can take away my smile, even though they're trying to. You see so many people all around the place in fear, and the mask is symbolic of them taking away your smile. That's what this is all about. So you have to be smarter than that and say, wait a minute, I'm going to take off the mask and smile, baby. Woo! Because I have that power. I'm going to let go of that balloon. The balloon of Bill Gates, let it go. The balloon of COVID-19, let it go. The balloon of fear, let it go. And the more you begin to let go, deep divers, the more powerful you become. To grow, you have to let go. Let me repeat that. To grow, you have to let go. Let me repeat it one more time. Shout out to you in the chat. To grow, you have to let go. You got to pop that balloon. Wake up now, deep divers. There's a big battle happening. And it's got nothing to do with the coronavirus. Huh? What? Because that's been your reason to live, right? You need to fight the coronavirus. You need to fight Bill Gates. No, deep divers, you don't have to do that. You didn't come here to do that. You're wasting your energy. You have to master yourself. That's why all the mystics, all the holy men, the wise men realized the great secret. There is no world outside of you. The true world is happening inside of you. Everything is the Maya. It's the illusion. And we are living in a world of illusions. The magician right here has no real magic except trickery. That's all. But when you realize, deep divers, butterfly, you are the magic. You are the magic. Just being born, you are the real magic. Now you free yourself. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I appreciate everybody. Shout out to everybody who's left an offering. Deep divers, I'm here for you. Wake up now. There's a real big battle happening. Every single day, deep divers, I'm in the heart of nature. Every single day I'm skating, because I told you, just because the whole planet is on lockdown doesn't mean I'm going to be in lockdown. I still got things to do. I got to work on myself. And to empower myself, deep divers, every single day, I'm working harder on myself than on my business. I'm working harder on myself than fighting the New World Order. I love all of you. You see, it's the illusion of power. Deep divers, you have all the power. But so long as you are extending your energy outside of you by focusing on everything outside of you, you will feel powerless. When you come within yourself, you will feel powerful. So what I call it, deep divers, is tuning everything out. Check this out, deep divers. You have to tune in to tune all this out. What? Say it again, Ralph. You got to tune in and dance in nature just like that to tune this all out. Say it again, Ralph. You got to tune in, deep divers, to tune this all out. Say it one more time, Ralph. You got to tune in to tune all of this out. You got to tune in every single day. This is why you no longer have to run. This is why you don't have to be in panic. When you tune in, deep divers, lie down in the ocean, in the water, tune in, and you will tune all of this out. You will start to realize, deep divers, I knew it all along. Everything out there was a big illusion, and that's what it is. It's time to wake up, deep divers. I told you. Everything I know is based on my experience. Shout out to you, 33 Love. I appreciate you. Everything I know is based on my experience. So your truth is going to be different from my truth, and that's okay. But what happens, deep divers, when you have everybody believing the same thing? Now you have a distortion of the truth, and that's why humanity has become enslaved, because everybody is believing the same thing. You were told, deep divers, there were 7.5 billion people on the planet. Have you ever asked yourself, how do I even know that? Uh-oh, it's time to wake up, deep divers, and question everything. You only know that because they told you. But what do you know for yourself? You see, this is why it gets really deep. Because when you realize you are around people who have been programming you for years, from the moment you were born, they've been programming you. And I told you, deep divers, you have to get that red balloon and you got to let go of everything you think you know. Because everything you think you know, deep divers, is up for questioning. Everything you think you know, you got to let go of. Only when you let go can you grow. Shout out to you, deep divers. I appreciate everybody in the chat. We're having fun. If you've got a question, deep divers, let me know. we're shaking and baking right now. One love to everybody. You see, I thought I knew how to create deep divers because I was in the heart of nature every single day. But I even had to upgrade my whole game. I said, wait a minute, let me start filming on cinema cameras. Then I was watching recently people doing live streams. I said, let me try that. And it was hard at first because I'm like, I can't do this. Right? Then I said, wait a minute, let me give it a go. And right now I'm live streaming. So like I said, deep divers, it's time to wake up to the fact that you have no obligation to your former self. You can recreate yourself. You can redesign your life. You can learn a new skill every single day. You can go to the next level when you give yourself permission. Shout out to everybody diving deep once again. Good stuff. I appreciate you, Serene. Let's do the 360 deep divers. You got to do the 360. And what is the 360 symbolic of? Seeing things from all angles. Seeing things from all angles, deep divers. That's how to improve your life. That's how to grow. Never just be one-dimensional. Never think you know it all. You see, there's a Zen proverb, okay? There's a man who thinks he knows everything. We say his cup is full. He's the smartest man in the world, except one thing. He doesn't know how to swim. So when his ship capsizes, he's stuck, stranded in the ocean because he thought he knew everything, except he forgot how to swim. And the person that could swim didn't know everything he knew, but they knew how to swim. So what I'm telling you, deep divers, is that there's always more to learn. I never ever feel I know everything, because enlightenment is knowing how much you don't know. What? Slow motion this side. Say it again, Ralph. Enlightenment is knowing how much you don't know. Make sure, deep divers, every single day you wake up to the truth that, do you remember when you were small, deep divers, everything was a mystery? Observe children. They're always asking questions. Why is the world like this? How did we get here? Their mom is like, be quiet, get in the car. No, children are curious because that's our nature. We are supposed to be asking the big questions. When you realize, deep divers, this is not how the world has to be. We can make the world what we want it to be. You free yourself. It's time to wake up, deep divers. You see, let me give you another example of how I take back my power. I used to focus on things I didn't like. Music videos. Gosh, they're degrading women. What do I do right now? I don't even tune into it. I say, hey, that's not even in my reality. So instead of just fighting what you don't like, start living in the world that you do like. What? Slow motion this side. And learn how to live and let live. Shout out to everybody diving deep in the chat. Deep divers, this is so high quality. I'm happy you noticed that, deep divers, because let me tell you, deep divers, like, if you know about live streaming is not easy. But to live stream at this kind of quality is extremely difficult. So I said, let me set myself a challenge. Let me live stream on my cinema camera. And it's working, deep divers. I color graded the video through a lookup table. So once again, I had to learn this like 2 hours ago. And that's why you're seeing me in live time and the quality is exceptional. The sound quality, the video quality. So this is what I'm trying to tell you, deep divers. You have no obligation to your former self. Don't think that, hey, don't think you know everything. Don't think that nobody can teach you anything. Deep divers, there are levels to this shit. So for me, I normally do my videos behind me, right? In the art gallery. But I do most of my videos in the heart of nature. And nature is such a fantastic place to make videos, because I said, hey, I have a choice to be outside every single day, make videos. But I also realized that, hey, I need to know how to live stream, because deep divers, there could be a message I need to get to you right now. I need to know how to switch on a camera and broadcast it in high quality to the world. And that's what I had to learn over these past few days. So once again, I've just upgraded my life. What? Slow motion this side. You see, it's time to wake up, deep divers, to the reality that there's never ever just one way to do something. There are so many ways to do many different things. And if you can get the knowledge, you free yourself. But if you are doing the same thing every single day and expecting different results, that's what insanity is. So I want you to always realize, deep divers, you might think you know it, but I'm here to tell you, you still don't know it. I still don't know it, deep divers. The cat down the road still doesn't know it, because there is so much more we can all become, deep divers. There is so much more we can all become. And when you move through the journey of life, I told you, if you are focusing, deep divers, on fear every single day, if you are focusing on fear, panic, the coronavirus is coming to get you, you have no defense. You have no defense. You are stuck. You are stranded. You need to kill a virus. No, deep divers. The virus should not be your issue. Because the biggest battle happening against you is you. And the more you dive deeper, the more you realize that the virus is just a smokescreen. It's just a big distraction. You see, from time immemorial, humanity has always had the boogeyman, the monster, the elephant in the room. It's always had somebody to be afraid of. But that's what's wasted so many people's life force energy. The only one you should be concerned about is you. Because you can be your greatest healer, or you can be a virus to yourself. So there are no viruses outside there. When you realize, when you become the antivirus, nothing out there can harm you. Shout out to everybody diving deep. Deep divers, you are appreciated. Shout out to everybody who's giving the offerings. I appreciate you. Do I believe in the mark of the beast? Absolutely not. Why? Because deep divers, it's time to wake up. There's a big battle happening inside of you. This battle that's happening is between heaven and hell. Heaven and hell aren't physical places. They are states of minds. What? Slow motion this side. Heaven and hell is a state of mind. Let me give you a story, deep divers. One day the devil was crying on a bench. He was crying, or she was crying. Who knows if the devil was a man or a woman, deep divers. The devil was crying. A little girl came up to the devil, and the devil said, "Hey, hi." The little girl said, "Why are you crying, devil?" And the devil told her that everybody keeps blaming me for their problems. What? Slow motion this side. Say it again, Ralph. Let me repeat that. The devil was crying, sitting down crying on a bench. A little girl came up to the devil and said, "Why are you crying? Why do you look so sad?" And the devil replied, "Because everybody is blaming me for their problems." You see, deep divers, when you realize there is no devil outside of you, there is no God outside of you, you wake up to a whole new reality which frees you to live the limitless life you came here to live. You're mind blown? I was mind blown when I first heard that. So that's why I told you, deep divers, Like, if you fall down, and let me tell you this, it's time to wake up to this fact, deep divers. I don't believe in luck. I do not believe in bad luck. If I fall down, like I was skating today, I kind of fell down a little bit. I'm like, oh, that was just me. It was just me not paying attention. I'm not going to say someone did it, a force did it. No, I'm taking responsibility. This is how you empower yourself. I don't believe in luck, deep divers. I create my own circumstances. What? Slow motion this side. And this is how you free yourself. Stop feeling like a victim. Stop feeling like someone's cursed you. Someone's put a spell on you. Deep divers, you can undo all spells when you realize that you have the spell book to break all spells. We have the power. So remind yourself, deep divers, that nobody is out to get you but you. This is how to take back all of your power. This is how to do it. Because I told you, when you extend outside of yourself, you are giving away your power. When you are focusing on Bill Gates, when you are focusing on COVID-19, the coronavirus, when you are living in fear, when you are watching the news, you are handing them your power. But once you go within, when you retreat, when you meditate, you are now taking back all of your power. And this is the true revolution. When enough people do it on the planet, the whole planet will be transformed. The whole planet will be transformed. The reason why the world is like it is right now is because everybody is going outside. They're going outside to look for the enemy. They're going outside to be free. Deep divers, you can only free yourself inside. You can only free yourself inside. I told you, it's got nothing to do with what's happening out there. It's got everything to do with what's happening inside of you. That's what this is all about. Who was one of my mentors? Shout out to you in the chat. I appreciate everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody who left an offering. 33, I see you. I love you all. One love, deep divers. Who was my mentor? A Bulgarian master teacher by the name of Mikhail Ivanov. Beautiful, beautiful mentor who really helped me. And his mentor was Master Dionov, okay? And Einstein said, the world praised me. I have to thank Master Dionov. And like I told you, deep divers, there are people with tremendous amount of wisdom. I'm learning from everybody. But at the same time, I woke up to the fact that I don't have to worship anybody. I don't have to put people on a pedestal. You see, the reason why the world is the way it is because we have people who are so-called the richest person in the world. No, deep divers, nobody can be richer than you. We are all the same. We all have an equal amount of wealth. When you wake up to that reality, you free yourself. But what's happened in this matrix? Woo! You have the richest man in the world, so people put him on a pedestal. They aspire to be like that. Now you have ego. And this is how they control you, through separation, through popularity. Oh, he's got more subscribers than her. It's all an illusion. We are all the same, deep divers. So, shout out to everybody diving deep once again. I love you all. Life is great. Shout out to you, the Midnight Hunter Way. I see you in the chat. Oh, shout out to you. Someone in the chat said, I don't need a Ferrari to be happy. What? Slow motion this side. You do not need a Ferrari to be happy. Absolutely not. You know, deep divers, I got to tell you this. I didn't need all of this to be happy. I was already happy when I was skating at 13 years old in the skate park. So, you know, skateboarders were the happiest people I knew. They would just do an ollie and start smiling. So I started to realize, oh my gosh, that everything this matrix sells you is a big lie, because they want you to externalize your happiness, when happiness always has to begin within you. It's always an inside job, and happiness is dependent on the quality of your thoughts. That's all. Just the quality of your thoughts. Shout out to everybody diving deep, deep divers. But like I told you, these are just tools. I like high quality. Someone said in the chat, oh, a Ferrari would be nice. Absolutely. If somebody gives me a Ferrari, I'll take it. I love luxury, but I always realize I am the ultimate form of luxury. I am the ultimate form of luxury. Shout out to everybody diving deep once again. Shout out to everybody who's waking up to the real big battle that's happening on the planet. And the battle has got nothing to do with COVID-19. Because I told you, deep divers, a lot of people wake up to breaking news. A lot up to COVID-19 updates. Uh-oh. What's happening with COVID-19? You're checking those updates, deep divers, but are you checking in with yourself? What? Slow motion this side. Yeah, you watched the news today, deep divers, or you heard about it, but did you hear the internal news? Because all of your cells are giving you a news story every single second. You better wake up to it. Everything is a mirror. There is a reason why we have the news, to be informed of what's going on. This is a cosmic reality, which is actually happening inside of you. If you aren't listening to the news inside of you, you're going to have a lot of problems. Do you know what the news is, deep divers? The news is your intuition. What? Slow motion this side. That's what the real news is about. It's your intuition. It's about you realizing that, hey, the universe reveals its secrets to those who dare to follow their hearts. When you are tuned in to the real news, your whole life becomes better. Not the fake news, no, the real news. When you are getting that real update about what's happening, you're well informed. You know what next step to take, deep divers. Shout out to you, deep divers. Let me keep it going. Let me keep it going. Let me keep it going. Deep divers, like I told you, you got that glow. I appreciate all of you. Shout out to everybody. You know, right now it's time to do the 360 in the heart of nature. It's time, deep divers, to wake up. I told you. Time to realize the only one that's been holding you captive is you. And when you realize you and only you can get out of this, now you free yourself. You see, deep divers, shout out to everybody in the house. Shout out to everybody who's healing themselves with music. I see a lot of people talking about 432 Hertz recently. We are out here in the heart of nature, baby. I want to remind you, deep divers, thank you for mentioning Bob Marley, 432 Hertz. Yeah, shout out to Bob Marley. It's time to wake up. They asked Bob Marley, Bob, are you rich? Bob said, what do you mean? The reporter said, do you have lots of money in your bank account? Then Bob Marley said, oh, is that what makes you rich? Money in your bank account? He said, no, I'm rich because my treasures lie in higher realms, deep divers. And the reporter didn't understand what the hell he was talking about. He just asked him a simple question. Do you have lots of money? But Bob Marley didn't understand that question, because for him, paper money was not the real money. He was the real wealth. What? Slow motion this side. You see, deep divers, All they can give you in the Matrix is this. That's all they can give you. That's all they can give you is this. This is what nature can give you, deep. It can give you that 360. It can give you that 360. You see, it's time to wake up now, deep divers. The real battle that's happening. Steve Jobs said he didn't want to be the richest man in the grave. Let me repeat that. Steve Jobs said he didn't want to be the richest man in the grave. Shout out to Steve Jobs, right? Shout out to Steve Jobs. No matter how much money you have, deep divers, you can't take it with you. No matter how many possessions you have, you can't take it with you. Only the love in your heart will remain. This is what the Great Awakening is all about. This is what the Great Awakening is all about. That's why I told you, deep divers, what I'm here to do, as I've seen it along my journey, is not to fight the system. It's to realize that there is no system. What? Slow motion this side. Like they say, do not think outside of the box. Just realize there is no box. Wait a minute. Like that little boy said in the Matrix, there is no spoon, deep divers. He was trying to tell you something. What? There is no spoon. Go and watch the Matrix. When the little boy tells Neo, there is no spoon. That's the big secret. When you move, the spoon moves because you are the spoon. There is no spoon out there. That's what the Matrix was all about. So what I'm trying to tell you, deep divers, is that it's time to wake up. The real big battle that's happening right now, the real big lockdown and quarantine, is the one that's going on inside of you. That's the only one. And once you free yourself of that, woo, you free yourself, deep divers. Once you free yourself of that, you stand high on the mountaintop. You rejoice. You realize there is nothing in your way. You begin to let that balloon go. Once again, the little red balloon represents fear. Let it go. It also represents greed. Let it go. It also represents externalizing your power. Let it go. It also represents your ego. Let it go. So, deep divers, shout out to everybody. I appreciate everybody on the live stream. It's time to wake up, deep divers. Shout out to everybody who's left an offering. I appreciate all of you. 222. Shout out to all of you. I appreciate you. I want you to really realize, deep divers, there's a reason why people play games. And life, some people say, is a bit like a game. But you have to make sure, deep divers, that it's a game that you are enjoying. That it's a game that you create the rules for. Don't live in someone else's game, deep divers, because this is all a simulation. You want to make sure you are creating your own game. You know, in my game, deep divers, I wake up every single day with a whole bunch of grapes in my mouth. Can I get a hello? I'm real serious, deep divers. I wake up with a delicious smoothie, mangoes, watermelons, grapes, lemons, limes, blackberries, right? I'm as free as a butterfly. I can do whatever I want. I can fly wherever I want to go. In my reality, deep, I am as free as a butterfly. Nothing can hold me down. So I want you to remind yourself, deep divers, are you the kind of person who's been slaving away your entire life? Living in the Matrix? A lot of people have been living in someone else's game, working, hating their job, which means just over broke. You've been living someone else's life. And now it's time to wake up that, hey, I do not have to do this anymore. I don't have to do this. I can wander along in nature. I can plant my feet in nature every single day. I can be as free as I want, deep divers, because I'm creating the game. I'm creating the rules. I'm writing the story. I'm not living in someone else's story. You see, what's happening on the planet right now is nothing more than a storyline. As I call it, nothing more than a few lines of your chapter 1. But it's not the whole book. So never allow it to be the whole book. Don't give it that much power over you. Don't think that, hey, this is it. Deep divers, this is just a few lines of your chapter 1. Everything that's happening on the planet, a few lines. So don't make it the whole book. Realize it's nothing. You got other things to do. Exciting things. Things that are going to make you smile. Things that are going to expand you, help you grow. Wonderful, deep divers. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody diving deep. Shout out to you, Jay Harara. I appreciate that. 2222. I appreciate your offering. I appreciate everybody. That's why I give back, deep divers, because like I say, I'm just warming up and I'm going to keep sharing. I'm never, ever going to stop. And when you realize, deep divers, when you wake up to the fact that when you are in alignment, everything will work in your favor. And right now, I'm encouraging you, deep divers, to also don't be scared. A lot of people said, Ralph, I'm scared for you. Like, don't bring that fear over here, deep diver, because I don't wake up in fear like this. I'm not this kind of person that wakes up like in fear. I don't do that, deep divers. I wake up every single day knowing one thing. I'm as free as a bird, deep divers. You don't have to worry about me, because your fear is nothing more. Your fear for me is nothing more than your projection. It's your own fear. Okay, sometimes your parents say, oh, don't do that, because they're scared, so they cast their fear on you. I have zero fears, deep divers, at all. I'm not afraid of anything. Why? Because I already know I'm immortal. I already know I'm a multi-dimensional being. So I have zero fears. And that's why I take back all the power. So I want you to remind yourself that you have been conditioned to be afraid, because this is how they control you on the planet. They control you through fear. This is the only weapon they have. The weapon of mass the weapon of mass deception is fear. War. That's why they always have to be in a state of war. That's why they got to keep you in a state of lockdown. Now you're scared. Now, when you're scared, when you're screaming, I'm screaming right now. When you're scared and screaming, this is how they eat. This is how they eat. They need food, deep divers. They need you to be in fear. Otherwise, they don't exist. If you aren't in fear, they die. If you are not in fear, if you are in fear, deep divers, they get stronger. If you are in fear, deep divers, they live longer. If you are in fear, deep divers, their reign over you is strengthened and prolonged. But if you wake up one day with your arms out, empowered, your freedom is their demise. What? Your freedom is how they can't exist, because they are parasites. So the less fear you have, the more the archons, these inorganic beings, the more the cabal, the more they cease to exist. But fear is the food they need. Ever put some sugar on the ground, deep divers, and all of a sudden all of these ants come from out of nowhere? That's exactly what happens with fear. Anytime you are afraid, then they come. They know, they can smell fear from a mile away. They can sense fear from a mile away. That's why anytime you are afraid, you are owned by the cabal. So remind yourself, deep divers, you have the weapon of the fearless spirit right now. You have the weapon to be that butterfly, which is the transformation. Once again, the caterpillar was afraid, deep divers. The caterpillar was scared. The caterpillar was stuck in its ways. The caterpillar thought it knew everything. Then one day, after a massive transformation, it awakened to its higher nature. This caterpillar is the lower nature, the fear. This is the no fear. And you can always know, deep divers, when you don't have fear, you start to flap your wings, you start to fly. And when you fly, deep divers, what do you say? What do you say? What do I say? Feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello there? Beautiful, deep divers. I'm just, woo, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You are appreciated. I'm sending you all good energy. I appreciate everybody who left an offering. Remind yourself, deep divers, 3,000 people in this live chat are woke. Absolutely. And I'll be back doing the lives. I told you, you have no obligation to your former self. I'm happy I'm doing live streaming right now. This is a new experience. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And that's what life is about. Push yourself to new limits, try new things, set new challenges, and you will start to live a marvelous existence. Deep divers, peace. Infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well, stay healthy, peace. You! To everybody in the chat, I love you. And how you enjoying the live stream? How you enjoying the live stream? Let me keep it going. Let me keep it going. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to keep it going on another live stream. Thank you to everybody who left an offering. Deep divers, I love you all. And like I say, the biggest battle that's happening is the one inside of you. So master yourself and you will find you have no enemies. You are loved. You are appreciated. I love all of you. And deep divers, woo! I'm just warming up, baby. Have a beautiful day. I love all of you. Peace.